Hey guys, it's Lords of War here. I wanted to bring you a playthrough on The Forest. It's still in what they call the alpha stage. Its full release, as you see, it's in like 7 days or 6 days by now since this recording was done. Anyway, everybody's seen the intro. Everybody knows about the plane crash and everything else, but I want you guys to just hang in here and watch this. I'm going to show you and teach you some stuff about this game that a lot of you might not know. Some ways to survive, to actually make it through. I think in this playthrough here, by the time I finish all my recording and what you will see, I was alive for I think 5 or 6 days, and I'm still alive now. And then as another thing, like, look what this guy bends over. Oh, there's a penis. Okay, so fun times had by all. Anyway, so I'm going to teach you some things and show you some things that are going to help you get through. This character is still alive. I cut out a lot of the boring running back and forth, cutting down trees, and so on and so forth. So, as you see here, the game starts out as it normally does. You find your axe, you find your food in the plane. It's okay to go eat it all because you're not going to be coming back for it, and it's probably going to be gone when you do. As I don't really know. They said they did a fix with the saving. The saving fixed only a few things. Your stuff that you build is still there now, yes, but it doesn't save your inventory items. I had a whole shit ton of gear on me, everything you could possibly imagine, except for like the flare gun, because I never went down to the cave, and it didn't save anything except for some sticks. Now, killing those iguanas there, or whatever they are, I can't remember the name of them right now. It's not that important. Killing them is great. You can only carry one at a time, but get their skins. Get as many of their skins as possible, because when you put them on, you can click it to put it on you. And when you do, it's your armor. It actually helps, and I swear to God, Origin did a video. I think it was a live stream. He wasn't too sure if it actually did anything or not, and he didn't really show that it did or it didn't. Well, I'm telling you that it does, and you'll see in this video that it does. It will help, because these freaking mutants, or whatever the hell they are, they're a little OP, okay? Like 5 hits from one of them or 4 hits from one of them and you're dead, and they will gang up on you pretty quick. So as you see here, I'm clicking it, you see the yellow come up, and it's your armor. It helps, it really does. Gather as much crap as you can off the beginning, and hit everything that you can. In this one, I kind of get a little sidetracked. I didn't have a very good spawn, if you want to call it that, because when your airplane crashes, it crashes in a couple different spots on the map. Well, this crash here, it was one of the more inland crashes. I prefer the coastal crashes. There's always a shit ton of gear along the coast, but it is what it is. So you'll see I go running around. Another thing is hit every little bush you come across. Number one, when you save the game and you leave and you come back, all the trees you cut down, all the bushes you cut down, they're all back. So don't worry about, cutting down too many bushes around your little camp or whatever you may set up, because when you cut the bushes down, you collect leaves. You're going to need them to do fires, to do your little fire stands. That they do work. They do keep these things back from you, and I'll show you later how you can set up your base to where when they even try to come into your base, probably about 7 times out of 10, they are going to get hurt by the fire, and fire is like instant death for these guys. They get caught on fire, it's over, they're dead. You don't have to sit there and try to beat them with an axe a dozen times. Another thing, I just chopped that blueberry bush down, or whatever the hell it is. The blue bushes with the blueberries on them are good to eat. The ones that have the red berries on them, do not eat. You can eat mushrooms. There's a couple other things sitting around the map that you can eat. Another thing that Origin did in his video was he started a garden. Now, he couldn't get anything to grow. The thing is you have to troll the thing. You got to go up to it, and it's going to have all these little plus signs next to it. You got to just click them, click them, click them, click them. Keep hitting E until they're all gone. And then give it some time, and all kinds of crap's going to grow. Right now, though, unfortunately, until it hits its full release, the game hits its full release, they're useless. They don't do anything for you. Same with the goddamn tennis balls. But what you can do is you can go ahead and learn how the garden works now. That way in the future, when it does release, you're going to use it, because there is some kind of herbal healing option in your survival book that you don't see yet. I think you see that I just came across some of our little friends there, so I'm going to back off and hide from them. They didn't see me, luckily, and, you know, for the most part, that's a good thing. Now, I get a little lost, and I'm walking around, and you'll see, but it's going to cut to another scene here in a little bit after we see something that I've never seen before. I've seen these guys climb into trees. I've seen them do some really crazy, stupid shit. Later on, I'm not sure if it's going to be in the video or not, but I'm actually watching two of them attacking each other. Then they're running in circles after each other, and then one's hitting the other guy, and he eventually kills him. So they do hurt each other too. They attack each other for some reason. You know, it was a guy and a girl too. So maybe, you know, little spousal abuse there. Who knows? What else? I mean, the game is great, even in its unfinished form. It is good. There's a lot of ways to glitch die though. You got to be careful. If you kill one of these things and you stand over them to chop their body up, sometimes it can launch you like 20 feet in the air. Now in Origin's video, that happened to him in the cave and it instantly killed him. Gotta be careful of that kind of crap. If you chop one of them, stand off to the side. Don't stand over them, because when the body parts go flying up, sometimes they launch you up with them. Another thing that I found is with your campfires, you cannot cook more than 2 items on the campfire. Not just 2 items, but if you put a lizard on the campfire and you cook it and eat it, and then you put a rabbit on the campfire and you cook and eat it, that fire is useless to you now except for heat, light, and to burn up the fucking mutants. Alright, maybe is it here that I see this guy? No, not yet. I'm still hunting the lizards. Okay, so see, now we're fully armored up. Now our guy is badass right now. He can take like 4 or 5 hits just in his armor, and then it'll start taking away your health. But yeah, so he didn't really show it in his videos or anything like that, but the cooking thing is kind of glitched out right now. It doesn't work 100% properly. You got to put a whole bunch of fucking fires up to continue to cook food over and over and over again. So hopefully they'll fix that. Let's see, the effigies. The effigies work great most of the time. Once again, it's kind of like fire with these guys. Normally they'll stay away from it, but every now and again they can just get so hyped up into wanting to kill you that they're gonna rush in. Now see, look at this guy off in the distance. He's leaning over one of his other fellow mutants, and he's eating the motherfucker. And I'm gonna get a little bit closer, but I was a little afraid to get too terribly close, because when you get about 15 yards from these guys, if they're not looking at you, they do spin around and then they chase you. But the effigies work great. I set some up at the base that I'll be setting up here in a little bit that you'll see, and they scare them off, and I prove it by I have 2 set up, I light them, and then I go up and I sneak up on one of their groups until they see me and they come chasing after me. I run back into my camp area and I stand behind the effigy. Now it was on fire, so some could say it was because it was on fire, but maybe they have to be on fire anyway to do what they do. Maybe it wouldn't be any different if I just put one of those standing fires up. But he comes up, he sees it, and dude freaks out, turns around and runs away. It's beautiful. Yeah, see this dude? He's leaned over, and I'll let you just listen. I think you can hear him munching away. Okay, time to get the fuck out of Dodge. And this is the place that I found to set up my base. It's great. It's got water with fish. It's got ocean back there where we're looking at here. So I will eventually go search the coastline and find more snacks and other items, especially since you don't get to keep them when you save your shit. So this is where I've decided to set my base up. The foliage is a little high. It kind of makes it hard to see the lizards and the rabbits. I end up turning my grass down as close as it can be, which really doesn't make much of a difference, and the grass spawn isn't really far. As you can see, it's only about maybe 20 yards ahead of you. So maybe some things that they'll work on as they release the game here. But yeah, so we're gonna set this thing up now. Another thing about these shelters, so far these are the only shelters that I know that you can put down that you can actually save your game. The problem is you can get inside them. That's not really a problem at first. You can get inside them and you can kind of hide from these things. And as Origin shows in his video, you could swing at them and attack them and kill them while you're inside of it. Great, awesome, but you got to be careful standing up. Luckily, after one of the times that I saved here, this was after I had done, you'll see at the end of the video I show you how the save function isn't working properly, but after I had done one of my saves and I was actually getting in my my little shelter there to exit out and be done with my recording and done for the whole night and all that, I stand up inside the shelter and it freaking launches me 100 feet in the air and instantly kills me. So got to be careful with some of these glitch deals. Now you see the way I'm setting these walls up with my little shelter there in the background, okay? What's going to happen is I'm eventually going to put a doorway in, and I'll light that fire in the middle so you can run, and you got to go along the wall and be careful not to catch yourself on fire, which when you catch yourself on fire, it really doesn't hurt you as bad as you'd think it would. And you can also walk underwater now too. So anyway, don't catch yourself on fire. If they're chasing you, get in there, get behind that fire. Those dumbasses most of the time run right over the fire, catch themselves on fire, and they run away and they die, and then you can go cut their bodies up and use their pieces to make more effigies to say, get the fuck out of my territory, this is my land, go eat a dick. You know, so you're gonna build it up like this. Up there they are. Now watch. Let's just be quiet. Oh shit. At this point I kind of thought the motherfucker was going to try to burn my thing down. I'd never seen one with a torch in his hands. Now he's on fire. He's a dead man. See how my armor depleted? If you didn't see it, rewind the video a little bit. I think he hit me. He also caught me on fire. My armor went down. Health is still pretty damn good. In that situation right there, I would have been down to probably less than half health. It would have been a scary situation. I would have been fearing for my fucking life. But here I am alive. Alright, so now it's time for us to go ahead and try to put a doorway in. You're going to see that the some of the building, there is a form of a snap building setup, but it is kind of a glitchy deal with the game. See, it popped in perfectly there in the beginning, and then I turned, and then it goes off to the side, and it wants to kind of build up to the sidewall and then build behind me, and we just kind of find its happy place there, and we go ahead and place it. So then I'm going to go back and try to cook this lizard. It obviously doesn't work. One thing I did find was after you save the game and you log out and log back in, you can build on, or you can cook on your fireplaces again. But new issue that I had with the logging out and logging back in after saving the game was I went and did a loot run and started picking up some items. Certain items weren't showing up in the inventory. Rags didn't show up. They weren't there at all. I couldn't build any Molotov cocktails. I think that was just about it, really, that was of importance, but I didn't really pick up a whole lot. Yeah, so, you know, as we can see, the game's still in its alpha. It needs some work. Hopefully the devs will get some things figured out. So I do build build my little garden here. Now I do show a video at the end of some later gameplay. I did end up planting a blueberry bush, so the garden can be useful. Like I said, some of the stuff you plant in it does come up. You have to find seeds, you have to find plants around the map too. You can't just plant with nothing. I think that was one of the reasons that Origin had an issue. He wasn't able to really plant anything. So you do have to do some searching for some items around the map. You'll find them. They're little plants that you can just pick up, hitting the E button, and everything works out well. But most of them don't have any real uses as of yet, except for, like I said, miraculously, I guess I came across a blueberry bush and picked up some seeds off of it somehow and was able to plant one of those. So that was pretty cool, and I'll show that at the end of the video. We're also going to be doing a log cabin build. I haven't seen anybody build one because of how much wood it takes. So, spoiler alert, at the end of the video you get to see a built log cabin. Alright, now putting these two standing torches out front of the doorway work great, because a lot of times when these guys come in to attack, they come in at an angle. They don't run straight into the doorway, and they get themselves into those little fires, and like I've said before, fire is instant death. Watched a video earlier about some of the traps being used. The traps do work. It seems to be at this point they're only a one-time use, but it is pretty cool the way they work. They do end up killing them. One of them, the happy birthday trap, the mutants, run across it and the spikes come up and catch them. And then there's also the it's like the animal catching style trap. I don't know what it's called, but it slings them up by their feet and they hang there. I guess it kills them. I mean, it wouldn't make any sense for it to kill them. You'd think they would stay alive, and then you could, torture one or keep them hung out there to ward off other mutants, but not too sure how that works out. It does give you a little symbol on your map with a skull and crossbones, so one of your traps have been set when you're not around, so that's pretty cool. Alright, so here we are just hanging out in the house. Once again, this is a really crude design setup. I've kind of actually started recording all this and doing the voiceover a couple days ago now. We're only a few days away from the launch. They're actually doing a new update as we speak right now. So I don't know what's been fixed, what might have come out better. I've had to start over since making this video because the problem that I was saying about saving it and then loading back in, not only was none of my stuff there, but I was also not able to pick up rags for some reason. Get flares. I don't even think money was picking up. Look at these guys. They're just running up and down the hill, acting all kinds of crazy. But now you're coming in, you're gonna get killed. So I did start a new game, and I came back to the same spot. I'm gonna provide a map at the end of the video. Some of you might have seen it, some of you might not have. If you go to Steam and you go to the community for the game, it's in there. You gotta find it, but it's in there. It's a little ways down, but I will provide a link that will bring you directly to it. So this is a map as it sits right now. There are there's going to be more, of course, when the game goes, all the way. Hopefully, they're going to open up the rest of the map, because we all see that big mountain off in the distance that we all want to go to and we cannot get to. So, this right here is a little peninsula that sits down between the way over to the mountain. I'm sure many people have crossed in this section. There's other places to cross, but the map's pretty helpful, though. It actually gives you entrances to the caves. It gives you little diagrams on how the caves are kind of laid out. They're real crude, but it's really good job. Whoever did it right. So these guys are putting up their little effigies to scare me off, which isn't going to work. Like I've said earlier, also I do show you a working garden with some blueberry bushes or whatever the hell they are in there, and yep, here they come, trying to lure them in. Look at those guys; they're just so persistent. It's like, what do you think that's gonna do? It's not gonna scare me. It used to scare me, but it doesn't scare me anymore. You should be able to cut those things down. I don't know why you can't. Yeah, come on, bro. Come on, have at it here. I also have not found a use for feathers yet. Sure that they'll be, you could probably, you know, once you figure out how to make string, I'm sure you can use a stick and some string to make a bow, and then you could use the stick and some feathers and maybe a stone to make arrows, because as of right now there's no way to really throw or launch anything. I saw also in the Steam community someone was showing some bolas. That would be awesome with some string and some rocks, and then all you'd have to do is, you know, you could just kind of hold it and swing them around and tie those son of a bitches up. If anybody knows how to block, I haven't figured out how to block yet. I've seen other people blocking, but I don't know how to block, so that would be really nice. Ah, there you go, on fire. See, you just gotta lure them in. So I am gonna make a smaller version of this, and it's gonna be probably near the entrance of my new base that I'm gonna set up. It's just gonna be, it's probably going to be about the same size, but I'm not going to build off of it. It's going to be like my keep, like my little castle in the middle, and I'll build me a nice wall set up around it with the stairs and the stands, so that way you can see over the wall. Not like it does you any good, because you can't shoot or throw anything, but you can at least see what's going on the other side. Here we are, we're going to build some effigies and tell these guys that they're not welcome. Also, the effigies have worked in this video pretty well, but I built some more in the next, you know, little bit of gameplay that I've done, and I really can't tell you whether they work or they don't. It really doesn't seem to make any bit of a difference at this point. I really have some high hopes for this game, but I've kind of been, I started out really excited about it when I was making this video, and after a couple days of gameplay that I haven't really been recording on because I've been meaning to get this video done, I've also just come to realize, like, I'm just kind of starting to get disappointed. I know it's not out officially yet, but you know, it's kind of like DayZ, where it's you know, it's in alpha. Oh, the bugs are bugs, they'll be getting fixed, and now they're talking about, I don't know if it's rumor or not, but putting the whole thing, starting over and putting it on a whole new engine. That would be awesome, because, you know, it'd be nice to get more than like 25 frames when I'm recording on the game, when I'm not even set to full graphics. But you know, some people would argue, oh, you need a better graphics card, you need a better computer, da, da, da. Well, a lot of people that have really good computers have been saying that it's still not very well optimized, and how they expected better out of it. So poo on you. Anyway, I don't know, I see a lot of potential for this game. There's plenty that could be done. I haven't tried using the flares to do anything yet. The crafting menus that I found online have all been pretty bland, and you know, just the regular stuff that everybody kind of already knows about, or that I've already mentioned in here. I've seen some pretty cool pictures of some people building some badass bases. I mean, this must have taken some time, and with the inability to save back when these were done, they must have been on it for just an entire day of not dying either. So congratulations to them. I don't have that kind of time on my hands, but come on, let's see some of the good stuff here. Yes, now we have a effigy, and very proud of it. I didn't know you could light them on fire until that point right there. And then look at these birds coming in. The birds are crazy in this game. Look at them laying on the hand like that. That totally Totally blew my mind. The bird was just chilling on his hand. So, almost bought Watch Dogs. Kind of also heard. I'm glad I didn't. That's another game that didn't really get a whole lot of attention, and then all of a sudden they're like, hey, look at this game that's coming out, and oh god, it's going to be badass, and all I've ever heard of it so far is nothing good. You know, the hacking thing looks pretty cool, but that's about the only cool thing in it. All the rest of it is pretty bland and over the top to some degree, and not as good as what people were saying, like Grand Theft Auto, which some would say, oh, it's hard to live up to that hype. That's such a that game. Everybody loves that because it's Grand Theft Auto. And they've done well with the game, and it's done well because it's a good game. I remember playing the original Grand Theft Auto, where it was over to the top view, and the cars all looked like little Nissan Sentras, and like there was a Dodge Viper was like one of your fastest cars in there, and I don't remember what they called it, but it was a Dodge Viper. You could tell by looking at it, and your machine gun looked like little red fireballs flying off, and you could hit the line of those little orange guys, and you got extra points for hitting all of them. Me and my friends used to go into computer lab, and I had the main game that I bought, and I had a whole bunch of burned copies of it that were only good for LAN use, and we'd sit up in there, about 6 or 7 of us, all multiplayer LANing Grand Theft Auto. And this is back, you know, we were in like 8th grade, 7th grade, and I'm 30 years old now, so, you know, other people were doing it then too, but not too many kids my age were sneaking off in school doing that kind of crap. We had a lot of fun with that. Gotta love private school. So I'm talking too much about that kind of stuff here, and I'm going on a rampage. You know, the building thing, I know that they're going to introduce some more items to it. Here we go. Here's both effigies up and going. We add the last head to this one, and now we're lit and we're ready to go to scare them off. On to the next scene. This is a little bit more of the building process. Be nice if you could build a little cart that you could wheel your logs around. That way you can go up into the woods. Here's our thing of weeds or flowers. Aloe, it looks like. The aloe would probably be good for healing, or, you know, taking care of burns when you get caught on fire or something. We'll just have to see. Freaking bunny rabbits and lizards look so disgusting when you've skinned them. They're like this little shiny ball of fucking muscle and blood. So here's where I have to build a second fire, because at this point I'm needing to cook and eat some more, and well, unless you log out and log back in, it doesn't work. You can only cook one fish, one rabbit, one lizard on a fire. Once again, that's another fix hopefully they come out with. I've been posting on the forums to try to help with this. It just seems like, though, anytime you post anything like that, they've already had 1,000,001 other people posting it too. So I just try to keep some of my posts to a minimum. That way it's not so redundant that they're getting just overly burdened with issues. But I'd like to see some likes and plenty of comments on this. I want to know what some other people's thoughts on this game are. Some of my friends have given up on buying early access games. They're just fed up with them. The promises that come and then the games are never completed, or they just seem like they're never completed even when they do say that they are. We've been playing some Stomping Land, but most of my friends don't want to purchase it because, well, they just don't seem to be doing much with it. Haven't been really any updates, but they're calling it an early access game, and you're still just doing the same damn thing. There haven't been any real crazy updates, and I found some glitches in single player, which single player isn't really any fun anyway. See here, I'm going to show you the effigy thing, but like I said before, it also could have been because the damn thing was on fire. So yeah, hey, there you go. Because we all know that they don't like fire. See, at this point I was like, oh yeah? Yeah, what now, bitch, huh? What do you think of that? What do you think of that, huh? Yeah, step back. Step back, run! Oh yeah. But then it turns out that, you know, it's probably just fire. Who gives a shit? You build a bunch of fires around your camp like a lot of guys do. And hell, those things are harder to build. They don't stay lit as long either. So like I said earlier, I'm going to provide a link to a map. The map is very helpful. It gives you, especially with the caves, it's nice to know where the cave entrances are and actually know, you know, without kind of just fumble fucking around until you find one. It also gives you some other helpful hints on some of the, it gives you all the plane crash spawn locations. And this was kind of cool because I was able to, when I started my new game earlier, know exactly where, just from a quick running around, where I was on the map in reference to where I wanted to build my base. And now I can go back and say, okay, I know my plane is on this spawn location, and there's this cave entrance here, which I have still yet dare to go down into the caves on my own without dying, because it just doesn't seem worth it. Anytime I see anybody going down into the caves, bad shit happens to them. So here's our log cabin. The video does start to progress a little quicker here near the end. We're getting close to the end. We're past the halfway point, so stick with it, please. Remember to like, share, comment, subscribe. Give me a bunch of comments. Tell me I talk too damn much. Whatever it may be. The cabin here looks pretty cool. Looks like you could build a fire inside of it. I'm also disappointed that you can't build doors yet. It'd be really nice to be able to put a door on your little doorway that you can build, or on your cabin, and when you get on the inside, you could shut the door and put a little latch down and stand in your window and tell the freaking mutants to go fuck off. But at this point, like, nothing you build really is 100% protected or safe, and I don't know what this patch is going to be bringing us, but we know that anything that you set up for a trap is only one-time use. That I've seen and that I've experienced. If you can tell me how to reset it, that would be awesome. Leave me a comment, let me know. The link to the map will be in the description. I will be doing more videos on this. I know I say I'm going to be doing more videos on this, I'm going to be doing more videos on that. I don't have a lot of time, so I play what I play, and I try to put up what's good, and half the time when I get good footage I'm not even recording because I'm not even thinking about it. So either that or I've run out of hard drive space. But I got 2 more hard drives. Now I've got a total of 6 terabyte worth of free space that I can just record on. Problem is I've got almost 4 terabytes worth of recorded data already that I have to sort through. I've got over 50 subscribers now, so I'm going to be doing a 50 subscriber thank you, you know, hoorah video. It'll probably just be a shit ton of kill shots and deaths and so on and so forth. I'm hoping that with the hardline beta testing that they're going to be doing, I've applied for it. Hopefully I'll get a key for it and I'll be able to get some video footage in that. I see all our big time guys, Bart, Frankie, I think Size in it already. I mean, all the big time YouTubers, they're already in it. That's not surprising. I think Size Syndicate actually said that he went to California 2 weeks ago and played the game there at their location, at their their location, whatever. I don't know what word I'm looking for here. So here I'm showing you how I can't even put the goddamn thing on the fire. You can go figure. And there's more aloe, but it's not usable at this point. Log cabin's almost there. It does look really pretty though. That would be a great centerpiece inside of like a good fort. Would be that nice log cabin. But we need more weapons. We need more craftable weapons. Oh, that's right. I built a fire back here just for shits and giggles. Yeah, I think we're getting near the end of the video here. We're getting close. So just stick with it. If not, share it. I don't know if you noticed earlier, but I turned the grass all the way up and all the way down. My log holder here wasn't working either. When I turned the grass all the way down, and I talked about this earlier in the video, it didn't seem to do anything. The grass still spawns like 30 feet away or 20 feet away, no matter how far you set it. It just really didn't seem to help matters any, because it was so damn hard to see these animals in this grass. But it would be really nice if the grass didn't just sit 30 feet out and spawn up as you walk up to it. Yeah, it makes it nice to be able to see your logs on the hill there and all that, but really, it's just kind of like, what the hell, man? Oh, is this my finished product? Yeah, this is my finished product. There's my finished log house. Horrible floor, though. Don't understand the floor at all. But that's all right. It's all right. You know, you can see you could shoot arrows out of this thing. I don't know if they can climb in through the windows. I'm assuming they can. You should be able to put up like a stick windows or something. You know, little like bars on your windows for when you live in the ghetto, because these guys are gangster like that. So it was coming along. I really wanted to keep building this setup here. It was going to work out pretty well. I was extending some of the walls off to the other side here, over here off to our left a little bit around, and was going to get a good little deal going. But then I just realized, you know what? With my save feature all messed up still, and not being able to pick up rags and make Molotovs. These guys are a lot of fun to kill with Molotov cocktails, and it takes forever to lure them into a fire or to get out there and go hand-to-hand combat with them. And if you do go hand-to-hand combat with them, you better have all your lizard skins on, and you better have some food ready to cook, because sometimes you can nail the crap out of them, and then sometimes they just fucking hit you, or you think that there's only 2 that you're fighting, and then you spin around and there's 6 of them there. So, you know, it is what it is. There's our inventory. We've got our lizard skins, we've got our food, we're all out of snacks, rocks, which they call raw fish at this point. There's a little issue there. Apparently that's been with the game for a while. There's our leaves. There's feathers in the backpack. Once again, they're not really used for anything. Same with our meds. They bring your health up, but it'd be nice to be able to do something more. Plastic torch was I've yet to use. There's been no point. I stay out of the damn cave. So there's all our goodies. I do kind of like the way that they laid it all out here. Somebody was talking about how it'd be pretty cool if DayZ did that with their inventory design, and you know, some games could learn a thing or two from other games. There's no doubt about that. But I think we're 3 or 4 days out from what's supposed to be the full launch for this game. So let's hope that it really looks good. I've seen in the videos bats with like nails coming out of them and shit, and it was, you know, stick with sharp objects coming off of it. That would be a pretty cool thing to build, but I've yet to figure out how to do that. Maybe with the coins and a stick. I don't know. I'm gonna try. I'll let you guys know. If not, once again, comment. Let me know. You guys know anything better? These sticks are just horrible. Okay, so that was all my gear I had saved. I logged out, logged back in, and that's what I had. Pretty disappointing. Basically, your starting gear minus the axe. Thank God the axe doesn't go away. You'd be a dead man. And a bundle of fucking sticks. So, yep, it is what it is. Here's our berry patch, growing and ready to be eaten. There's our map. As you guys can see, there's a full index down at the bottom telling you what everything is, what all his little symbols are. You've got your really crude cave drawings. He's got some other artwork on there. So if you'll see the little peninsula there, the bottom right hand side of the map, that's where I've been setting up base. It seems to be a pretty good location. It doesn't really matter where you set up base, they all kind of come through. It's just it's about maybe having some extra protection. So thanks a lot, guys. Remember, you know, doing this for fun, but it'd be nice to see the channel if it got bigger. So just remember, like, share, comment, subscribe. help me get out there and get some more viewers and get some more members, and hell yeah. All right, well, you guys have a good day, and I'll catch you later.